Hey, I'm Nick. In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can get your duty or GST back on anything that you can carry on the plane when you leave Australia. This scheme is called the Tourist Refund Scheme, but don't be put off because you don't have to be a tourist. You can be Australian as well. If you are leaving Australia internationally, either for good or just for a holiday, if you can take any of your goods on the plane with you, so either in your checked luggage or in your hand luggage, then you can get your duty or GST back on it. So essentially you can get duty free, but you can buy it anywhere in Australia. So you can buy it from shops where it's cheaper. So obviously we know duty free at the airport's like inflated prices, but with the GST removed. But you can go and buy those same items in a shop anywhere in Australia, and then when you leave the country, you can get your GST or duty back on it. So there's a few rules and things that you need, but if you're going on a holiday or you travel frequently, highly recommend. I mean, it's 10% off, so worth doing if you can get it at a good price, if that is what you want to do. So every international airport in Australia has the TRS, which is the Tourist Refund Scheme. They have a little desk there. You need to go and visit the people there to sort out your refund. So first of all, you need to bought the goods within 60 days. You have to have a minimum spend of $300. If you go to a shop, it can be $300 worth of things from one shop. So it doesn't have to just be a high ticket item at $300. It can be up to $300. So you go to Kmart and spend $300 if that's what you want to do, as long as you can take all that stuff on the plane with you. You need to have your paper tax receipt, so you need the actual printed receipt. You can't just have it on your phone, you need to get a printed receipt. If you do only have it on your phone, I'm pretty sure you can go back to the shop and get a printed one. If you do spend over $1,000 in one go at a shop, you need to have your name on the receipt. So you need to make sure when you buy whatever it is you're buying over $1,000, you get your name printed the same as it matches your passport on the receipt, so that they know that it's yours. The receipt needs to have a description of the goods. It needs to have the ABN and the retailer's address, the date of purchase, and the amount of GST that you've paid on it. If you have an oversized item that you have to check into your luggage, you have to go and get that checked before you go up to security for the international gate. So you do need to take this the oversized item to a counter before you check it in your bag. So someone has to see that you've got the goods there, and then they'll tick it off on your receipt, and then you can claim it after. But you do have to make sure someone sees it if you are going to check it in. So preferably it can come in your hand luggage, but if it can't, so I've done it before and I claimed for my backpack when I was going overseas. You have to go to the desk before you check it in and say, this is the goods, here's the receipt, and then they can approve that. I'll put the link with all this information in the description as well, so you can check it out on there. It's got everything that you need to know. So once you check in and you've gone through where you check your passport, there's a little desk. So it's in between the passport control and the security control where you scan your hand luggage. There's a little desk normally that will be to either side, and it'll say TRS, Tourist Refund Scheme. You go in there and there should be someone there, and they'll ask to see the goods, check the receipt, and sort everything out for you, and then they'll take all your details to give you back your money. But it does go into your account. You can't get a cash refund just right away. If there is nobody there is instructions. So when I went, you have to post your receipt and they will post it back to you. So they give you an envelope there with the postage already paid. You just pop the receipt in there and they send it back to you. When you go there, you need to be there before 30 minutes before your departure. So they won't do it if it's under 30 minutes of your flight departing, because they might hold you up, so then they're not going to do that. So you need to make sure you're a little bit earlier than your flight, but it's an international flight anyway, so you're probably there earlier. When you come back to Australia, you actually have to declare that you haven't paid GST on those items. So on your arrivals card, it'll say about GST items, or have you not paid GST on it, and you do actually have to declare the things that you left with when you come back. So unless you are leaving them overseas as a gift or whatever. But you can't get a cash refund, you can't use photocopy receipts. It's only at the international airports. You can't get it after you leave Australia. You can't claim alcohol or tobacco, things like gift cards or any services or accommodation. So it has to be actual physical goods. Hopefully this helps and you can save some money on your next trip leaving Australia. Also, if you see this TRS every time you go through the airport and you don't know what it is, now you do. Thanks for watching. Share with someone who's going to be going on a trip anytime soon, or anybody who travels a lot from Australia. Subscribe if you like this kind of content. Don't forget to leave me a like, and the link for this with all the information about the Tourist Refund Scheme is in the description.